cousins, welcome back to another episode right here live from the headquarters. For this episode, we will be doing my nails once again. If you have been checking into the headquarters as you should, then you know that I recently released an entire segment of us doing my nails, and that is out right now for you to go and check out if you're interested. I want to say that was literally like a week ago, but if you know me, one thing you must know about me is that I do not keep nails on loan. I don't. So here we are again, not even 2 weeks later, doing a new set. Now, as for the nails themselves, I will be using these tips from 𝑯𝒆𝒚 in the size and length of extra long duck tip nail. If you're interested, you can head over and shop 𝑯𝒆𝒚. And as for the enhancement product, we will be using Valentino, the AcrylGel, or in other terms, the Polygel from their brand. You can head over to their site if you're interested and shop. I have used the Valentino brand previously, and it was good. My first time using it. It was really good. I liked it. I know for a fact that I love their brush that they have and that they sent me, and I also used their slip solution. Now, I'm not really a big fan on slip solution, but the Valentino slip solution, I like theirs. I like theirs. Usually when it comes to me doing Polygel, I usually use alcohol, but alcohol is an active ingredient in slip solution, so it really doesn't matter which one you use. But however, yeah, I like the VBeauty products, so we're going to be putting those to use today. Now, as for my nails, I did a lot of filing because I had to remove all the old stuff last night. I really don't want to go in and do too much filing and thin the nails out or put them under any stress. So I'm not going to really prep my natural nail that much. The shine is kind of already gone, so I'm not going to put an e-file to it until after I put the nail tips on. I'm going to go ahead and just start sizing. But yeah, I don't want to put my nails under any stress because once that happens, we can't do the set. I'm going to just go straight in and start putting the tips on. And yeah, here are the tips on and applied. We're going to leave them this length. We're not going to really cut anything down. I will go in and just do some, some crisping of the shape, but we're going to leave them this length. My last set was this exact length and I loved it. It's been a minute since I've went long. I have been playing it safe. I'm like, we're going to go long. We're going to go long. I don't feel like playing it safe. Here are the tips. Again, if you're interested, head over and shop 𝑯𝒆𝒚 and get your tips today. Now, to prep the tips, I will be using my AirC e-file, and you can find this link to my Amazon storefront if you're interested. The link is in the description. Only thing with this e-file, because I'm just an honest person, it does not come with any numbers. Does not have any numbers. Doesn't have a number system. And I know a lot of people can't really get with that because a lot of people want to be able to see the RPM. This one does not come with any numbers. I have used this exact e-file since my very beginner days, and it has always worked for me. To prep the tips, I will be using a 120 sanding band to get the job done. Usually, it is preferred that you go for a 240 or a 180. Those are much more smoother, fine grits. A 120 is kind of deemed on the rough side, but hey, this is my headquarters, my rules, my way. I'm not telling you to use a 120. I'm not advertising it like using a 120 is just the way to go. My rules, my way. We're going to go in and we're just going to remove the nail shine from the tip. This is not really mandatory, but here at the headquarters, this is just what I like to do. We're going to cut this up just a tad bit. And I'm going to go in and we're going to do a C-curve. The speed of the e-file is up just a tad bit because I'm not really touching at the natural nail any. I'm just kind of down here doing some work. Once I have to go up here, as you can see, it's kind of untouched. I will cut the e-file down because my natural nail is still exposed. But as long as I'm on this free edge here or in the middle, you can work with kind of like a high range on the e-file. But once I go up to that natural nail, now it's down at the lowest, I can go in and just kind of lightly. And that doesn't hurt or stress the nail out any. Again, I'm not going to really prep my natural nail because I already fouled at it last night. Don't want to really overdo it. And yeah, so the tips are prepped and they look good. They look good. I love this length. I love that C curve. Again, that's not mandatory, but this is the headquarters. I love a C curve. I love duck tips with a curve on them. Like, yeah. We're going to go in and give the nails a dust, a blank dust. Get all that extra debris and dust off. I didn't prep the natural nail, so yeah. We're going to go in with my 70% alcohol. And I'm going to give the nails a spray. This is going to act as a natural dehydrator for the nails. You want to know what dehydrator do you use? 70% alcohol. It has always worked for me, knock on wood, and I hope it continues to do the job here at the headquarters. But yes, I use 70% alcohol as a natural dehydrator. So we're just going to do that. Then I'm going to go in with my nail brush because it's going to really help me clean up the nails. And I'm just going to give the nails a scrub. Now that the nails are a tad bit dry, I'm going to go in right here and we're going to do the No Lift Nail Primer. This is the particular primer that I just choose to use. It has worked for me and I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, we have the nails dehydrated, primed. Now it's time for the base coat. Since we're doing Polygel and gel bonds to gel, it is recommended that you use a base coat. Now this is just one of many brands that I use. I have the Valentino base coat. I have several different brands that I particularly use and all of them work. All of them work for me. Mainly, I have always used and went to the Beetles Foundation Gel. But for this episode, we are going to be using the Mochi Gel Sticky Base Coat. Now, this was newly released by a brand called Mochi Gel. And if you checked out all of my previous stuff, then you know about this brand. They can be found at mochigel.com. And if you're interested in any of their products and all of that good stuff, be sure to head over and check it out. Now, one small disclaimer about Mochi Gel. I think they have all of their items on pre-order only. So be sure to read the pre-order disclaimer before ordering. That way you kind of know what to expect and what to, go for as far as ordering from this brand. And be sure to give a lot of grace because, yeah, it's hard out here. And this brand is independently owned and independently funded. So the world is crazy and businesses are trying to thrive. So just be sure to give them a lot of grace as far as ordering and trying to get stuff in and all of that because, yeah, the world is crazy. But as for now, we're just going to go in with this base coat. And this is after applying the primer. The nails are dry to some sort. We're going to start from the cuticle area, middle, all the way down to the free edge. I'm just going to apply that evenly. You don't want to glob it on there because when you put your hand in that lamp, it has to cure layer for layer and you don't want to build it up so much that it's trying to cure and then it be undone in the middle. So I would say go in with a thin layer of base coat. It won't hurt. Just do a thin layer. I'm going to try to get some of that off the brush and thin it out. Don't flood the cuticle area and just kind of thin it out, but evenly apply it, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're going to do that to all of the nails and then we'll be back for application. Also with base coat, it is recommended to please cure base coat for at least 60 to 120 seconds. My handy dandy lamp over here, it goes to about 120 seconds, but with base coat, please make sure you are curing that thoroughly. I know I have gotten a lot of questions and comments and concerns about, do you cure the base gel? And I know that's just people genuinely asking because they don't know. And I don't mind that. Yes, you have to cure the base gel. You cannot put wet polygel on top of wet base gel. It's going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. This is gel, so it needs to be cured. Any gel product, as far as pertaining to nails, it has to be cured in order to go in and put anything on top or layer anything. Yeah, it has to be cured thoroughly. You don't want undone, is what I call it, gel sitting on your nails. It's bad business. Contact dermatitis is real. Infection is real. All of that. So be sure that you are curing any gel products thoroughly and that you go to the max time when you're dealing with gel, because it's bad. If it's not cured all the way, it is bad. So yeah, I wanted to put that out there. I'm finishing up doing this. I'm applying the base coat to all the nails. Again, it's recommended that you put down base coat. You don't really have to at your headquarters, but here in my headquarters, we will be using base coat. Now, in the past, I have done nail sets where I'll be like, well, I'm not going to have this on long. I ain't going to put no base coat down. But it's just recommended that you do it because gel bonds to gel. So it helps that polygel to adhere better, even if you're not going to keep the nails on long. That's fine. It's just still recommended that you use the base coat. So yeah, be sure that we are curing gel all the way through and through. And be sure not to blob any gel on, because with gel, anything, like even if you're using gel polish and you go for like a thicker layer, sometimes it won't cure all the way. So go for a thin layer, and if you have to come back and do 2 layers, that's fine. But yeah, try to go thin when you're doing gel. Just my personal opinion. Just tips and tricks. Hoping that somehow, some way this has helped somebody. So yeah, nails are dry and free from the lamp after doing the base coat. It is time for application of the polygel. As for my slip solution, again, I will be using 70% alcohol. And I know somebody's gonna say, does it have to be 70? Can it be 99 or 90? They say actually 90 is better. But me personally, we're gonna go for the 70 today, okay? As for the brush, again, we will be using the AcrylGel brush number 8 by the brand Valentino or VBeauty. This is going to be helping us get the job done. There is not any gel or anything stuck in the brush, but we're just going to go in and kind of take it in the alcohol and just kind of warm it up a little bit. Just get it together. And one thing I will say is that we're going to use this brush. But if it starts to do anything that I don't like, and I think I said this in the last segment that I did, if this brush starts to do anything that I don't like, I will be whipping out my handy dandy Amazon gel brush. So we're going to start with this brush. But if it starts to act up, we're going for the Amazon brush. And that's just what it is. Now I am using the AcrylGel by VBeauty in the shade of Nude Peach. A lot of people like to refer to this as Yum Yum. This is the shade. People are like, have you tried the new Yum Yum color from VBeauty? It's Nude Peach. It's in the shade of Nude Peach. And I think Yum Yum is just, I think that's just something they added. But it's definitely, the shade is right here. So yeah, we're just gonna roll with that. It's in the shade of Nude Peach, and I am going to be using this as a base color. Now, before we get started, I will have my handy dandy handheld lamp by the brand 𝒆𝒚, which can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. Again, the link to that is in the description. I will have it to the right of me, helping me get the job done. So after I do a nail, I can go in and kind of just like flash cure. But as you can tell, if you're looking at all the angles, I have my bigger lamp, which I can actually put my whole hand in, and I will be curing this gel thoroughly for about 120 seconds. So this lamp, this handheld lamp, only goes to about 60 seconds. It has 10, 30, and 60. I will be using this just to kind of save on time, but I also will be, once I'm done with all the nails, putting my hand in the lamp, probably in between, just to kind of cure that gel thoroughly. So I want to make that clear before we get started. This is good, but I'll keep pointing over there because that's where it's sitting. That is better. The big lamp is better. Make sure you're curing that gel, and I cannot stress this enough, all the way. Yes, I'm doing this on myself. If I were doing this on anybody else, of course I would start from the pinky, work my way to the thumb. But since I'm starting on myself, I can start in any random order. I like to start from here and then work my way elsewhere. So we're just going to apply a generous amount. These nails are much longer, so I would need more product than I would on a short nail. I have a thing where I personally apply thick product because I don't want nails chipping or breaking, but I have learned to kind of tone that down just a little bit because sometimes the nail can be a little too thick. So I'm learning to just do just enough, but still making it even and still giving it that good structure that it needs. So we're just going to go in and apply this in a straight line. And I think this is a good enough amount. If I need 2 beads, I will gladly go in and apply a second bead. But just for now, we're going to work with this. This is such a pretty color. And the design that I'm thinking to do, I need it like a nude. So this is gorgeous. Now it's cold outside. So it's about 70 degrees in here right now. And yes, that does play a part in your product because if it's hot, the product is going to be runny. If it's cold, it's going to be more stiff as far as working with Polygel. So yeah. So we have the amount on the nail that we're just going to use for just now. I'm going to go in and kind of wet the brush, not drenched, but just wet it just enough to move the product around. And you see how this is already built just a little bit. I'm going to kind of keep this in form, and I'm just going to from here up and push up. Again, if I need 2 beads, which I will know in about 2 minutes, then I will gladly go in and apply my second bead. But for now, this is just enough to kind of work with, just to get that first layer built. And we're just going to kind of go in and just evenly spread this out. And it looks good. It looks good so far. Like we already have a build. Just going to go in on the sides. I'm just going to kind of pat at the product. You don't want to go dragging and doing too much or too much pulling and too much dragging. You just want to lightly, even if you have to go in, you just want to kind of lightly do it because you don't want to take away from what you've already built. I'll kind of take this up just a little bit. Even if I'm having to drag, I'm still just lightly patting at the product. I'm going to come on the sides to keep the sides clean and just kind of take my brush and clean that up a little bit. Your eyeballs are the biggest key piece as far as laying the product, because you can kind of tell like, okay, that side needs a little bit, that side needs a little bit. You can kind of see what you're doing. So make sure you're using your eyeballs because they are a crucial piece as to your process. That looks good. Being careful to clean up the sides. And it looks like I will need another like small bead at the top. So yeah, that's fine. I'm a 1 bead girly, but everything ain't gotta be 1 bead. Sometimes you can't pull it all off in that 1 bead, and that's fine. We have product, we can go in with a second bead, but the first bead looks good. That looks good. We already have a build. Look at that. Perfect. I'm going to go in at the end and cap this off. And just kind of put that over there. That looks good. We're going to cure this again using the handheld. And then I'll go in and cure it all the way in the big lamp. We have already established that I need a second bead to kind of fill in that cuticle area. And this is a nice trick that I have learned. As long as Polygel is uncured or any kind of gel, you can kind of still go in and manipulate it. Once it's cured, the manipulation is over. There is no more manipulating that you can do. But as long as it's uncured, especially with Polygel, you can still kind of go in and use that. So the bead that I capped off at the end, I can go in and reapply this to the top of the nail without having to go and squeeze out a whole nother situation. And we're going to use that as the cuticle bead. I'm gonna go in. Now, with doing the second bead, the first bead, of course, had to be cured. Trying to do the blending with a wet bead, it's not gonna work. Cure that first bead and then go in to do a nice blend with the second bead. And I'm just gonna show you that right here. And you can just see how flawless that is. Like, I didn't even have to go in and do too much. I'm just gonna blend. Blend, blend, blend. And it's perfect. It's just enough. It fit right in. I'm just getting it, you know, together, but it fit right in to that area. Cuticle area is not flooded. Definitely want to make sure you're watching that, because when it's time to e-file, you want to be able to go in and get right around there and seal properly without nicking at the skin. So I just want to take my brush and just get in there and get that off the cuticle area. Just clean it up. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. We have cuticle area, has a nice build. Midsection, free edge. That looks great. We can go ahead and cure this. If you want a thicker, higher arch, that's fine. But I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna go for this. This is nice. And it has a sturdy build on it. It's not flat to the nail. It has a build on it, and you can see that. So yes, this is a good build. We're gonna cure this, and then we're gonna go in and do all of that to the other nails. So we officially have the application process done. All the nails are cured, and yeah, that's over with. So when the nails come out the lamp, they typically have that little sticky layer still going. We're just going to spray the nails with 70% alcohol, and it's going to remove all of that so that it gives us a nice clean canvas to file on. So I'm just going to go in and give the nails a wipe, and then after this they are ready to be filed. You can even go in with just a tad bit of acetone to remove that sticky layer, to just give it a fresh canvas when you file. But yeah, typically I use 70% alcohol, but the nails are ready. Now, I will be using my hand file and my e-file, and typically I am always using a 100 by 180. I just like this grit. I know some people prefer the 80/80 file. No. Here at the headquarters, no. I do own 80/80 files, but they are too harsh for me. Like, you can just look and tell that the grit on the 80/80 is just, it's rough. It's really rough. But if I'm using my 100 by 180, I have the coarse and I have the medium side. So we have like a kind of like a fine side, and then we have kind of like a coarse side, a rough side. But it's a balance. It's a healthy balance. The 80/80, there's really no balance. But yeah, if it just calls for an 80/80, I will. But 95% of the time, I am using a 100 by 180. And they come in different sizes. I have this one. This one is much kind of slender than this one is. And then we have the wide board, which is bigger than this one is. But it doesn't matter. I usually try to go for this grit right here. It just works for me. I've always used it and I love it. So yeah, typically buy these from my local beauty supply store. And alongside the hand file, I will be using my e-file, and the sanding band grit is 240. I try to go for the smoother sanding band when I'm doing after like application. Just gives me a smooth finish for the nails so I can apply nice smooth designs. But yeah, I will be using the hand file and the e-file to help me get the job done. I always say that hand filing is a tad bit more, well, a lot of bit more of control than the e-file is. This e-file is always spinning and it can kind of get out of control. With your hand file, you can kind of work it how you need to. Now, e-filing is more detailed. It's going to really get in those cracks and crevices and line that up and get in that cuticle and seal that and all that, get underneath there like you need it to. But This is more controlled as far as just if you want to just work out and get the base done. This is more controlled, but that's just my personal opinion. So we will be doing both. We need a smooth finish and we just want to go in and clean up. That's that. We're going to get started with filing. Just wanted to kind of get that out the way for anybody who was wondering. Now, as far as my speed, when I'm doing this process, my natural nail is not exposed, but I still have the cuticle area up here, and then I have the epinicium, which sits right behind that, which is my live skin. So when I come up here, the E-file, as far as the speed, will go down. I will decrease that, but as long as I'm like anywhere from here all the way there, I can kind of use it on a high speed. Anytime that I have to go around the cuticle and seal the cuticle or get anywhere like on the sides or anything, I will bring it down just to be careful not to cut myself or nick myself or cause any like irritation or any, you know, excess damage. So yeah, we're just gonna go in, and typically I just go in and start filing at the midsection, kind of going in like this like oval circular motion just to kind of even it out. And then I go across, starting from the free edge, working my way up to the middle, just to kind of get it smooth. That looks good already. Again, application went well, so there's really nothing for me to do other than just play the cleanup game. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to go in and crisp up the edge, get that C-curve together, go back in side to side, and just kind of that looks good so far, but still needs a little bit more. I'm gonna go up the sides, staying within the shape of the nail. The tips were already pre-shaped, and before I did application, I went ahead and added my C-curve, so it's really nothing for me to do. You can go in and add the C-curve after filing, or like while after application, but I just encourage everybody to go ahead and pre-shape their tips, just to make it easier on yourself. Save yourself some time. You don't want to make anything hard. It's not really complicated, and you don't want to make it overly complicated for yourself. So if you can, if you're thinking of a certain design or a certain shape, go ahead and pre-shape your tips. This looks good, and even with me filing, I'm still using a mid speed. This is the highest one, and I'm kind of using like a mid because I just built this nice, beautiful structure. I don't want to do too much filing to take away from that. So I'm just lightly going over it. This is like a low mid speed for this E-file. And yeah, I'm not like going super fast, and still being able to get a smooth finish without taking away from what I just spent time building during the application process. So yeah, this looks good. We're going to go in and do this to all of the nails. As far as sealing the cuticles, I'm going to cut it all the way down. And for me, sealing the cuticles is just going in. As you can see, I'm just going in and then I'm just pulling it back. I'm just going to lightly go around there. Smooth. Done. Lightly get in there. Don't want to do too much. Be careful, be mindful of your skin. Just kind of blend it like that. That looks good. That looks perfect, actually. So, yeah, that's done. That's it. That looks good. All the way around. We're going to do that to all of the nails, and then I'll be back. Filing is officially done. We're just going in right here, giving the nails a dust, and then I'm going to go in. Look at that. And look at that smooth finish. I'm just going to go in and give the nails a spray. I'm going to take my nail brush and just give them a scrub underneath. And yeah, I am not over that finish. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love that. So the nails are ready for designs. For this set, I think I want to go like fall. And I want to do like a bunch of browns, which is why I went for the nude base. I was scared that a pink base would kind of throw it off a little bit. So I wanted to go for a nude base, and I went to my local craft store the other day, and of course I got a bunch of stuff, but one of the major things that I got, because I've been so in love with the button trend on the nails, I'm like, they got buttons, and they got buttons in all different shades of brown, some white, you know, the two-sided buttons, and then the four-sided. And then I was digging through, of course, my charm collection, because here at the headquarters I have so much stuff, and it has not all come from the same place. Like, I just be everywhere getting stuff. I found these cute little buttons. They're literally buttons. I bought them at Walmart, and of course they have the back on them where you can sew it in, but we're gonna cut the back off and use it as a nail charm. How cute is that? So I'm thinking to do like a bunch of different browns of all different colors, light, dark, extra dark, like all the browns, some white, maybe some black, and we're gonna tie in just a bunch of little cute designs. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if you don't know, then now you do that. Every set that you see here at the headquarters is a freestyle, and I think it's gonna be cute. Whatever I like, I keep. Whatever I don't like, I'm gonna get rid of, and y'all will be here to see that. So yeah, we're gonna go with that, and I hope that it all works out. That's the plan. Now, with me saying and bringing this into the whole scenario as far as my nails, I'm just telling y'all, like, y'all can use anything however you need it. Don't just confine yourself or box yourself into one thing. Go for 1,000 things. There's no limit on the amount of creativity that can come from one's brain. So again, shoot for the stars. Like, I have these miniatures here, and this is for like a little miniature house or something, but I plan on using this on a nail set. Yeah. This is a cute charm. Of course, it's for a necklace or traditional earring making or something like that, but I am going to use it for nails because it's cute. So a lot of people are like, where did you get those charms? How did you find those? I can't find those because I don't box myself in to only look for nail charms. I'm always thinking outside the box. I found these, and y'all know that season is upon us. It's spooky season, so I have plans to use these on a set. I also found these, and I know summer has kind of came to an end, but not here at the headquarters. A calendar does not control me sometimes. So if I'm feeling summer, we're gonna go summer. I want to do a set with these, but yeah, just showing y'all the endless possibilities of stuff. Check your local craft stores. Don't always go for the nail charms. Kind of think outside the box. Again, these are actual buttons that someone can use. It's called xoxology, and people use these to sew them on shirts and sweaters and all of that, but I am going to use them on my nails. So yeah, just want to kind of put that out there and share that with y'all. On my YouTube, I try to share a lot of things. I have shared a lot of my process and steps of stuff on TikTok, but just want to kind of share that with y'all because I have gained a lot of traction over here at this platform. Go for the unthinkable. Always. That's one of the gems that I just want to drop. Always go for the unthinkable. Think outside the box. Now, for this set, I had plans to do a carved out heart in one of my nails, and when I was saying something about go ahead and pre-shape the tips, and if you have a specific design to do, go ahead and try to get that going before doing the application process. But I had forgot to pre-carve the heart. So I'm going to try to do that now. See how that goes. I hope it goes well, but we shall see. I'm going to attempt to get it done, but I want a heart carved in my nail right here. I think that'll be really cute and cool to add in order to, you know, stray away from the traditional. So yeah, we're going to try to do that. I have this drill bit here, and usually, like if I do a piercing nail, I usually just drill a hole in a nail or something like that. So we're gonna try to make it happen. Okay, why are you sounding like that? Anyway, let's attempt to go for it. I'm just gonna like lightly pre-etch the heart into the nail, as you can see. Yeah, like that. And now we're gonna try to carve it. Hopefully it works. Oh, I'm so scared. I should have pre-did this. I should have set a reminder. Okay, this is what we got. I kind of broke ground a little bit. Got a little hole in there. Okay, this is what we got. Trust the process is a real thing, because I know this looks crazy as hell, but I am determined. I'm determined. I should have thought it through. I'm gonna get back at it in just a minute and then try to make some more progress. Okay, so we've made a lot more progress. Let me tell y'all what I just did. What I just thought to do. I said, let me try another bit. I decided to put this one in here and then try to, like, you know, get it together. And then I'm gonna go in with the tinier one and kind of just get it crispy and shaped up. But it's been working. It's working. So we're gonna go with that. And we're gonna get it together. It's working. I'm trying to be careful to not do too much and mess up the nail. So yeah, but it's working. It's literally working. OMG. It's working. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Partly. Wait, all the way. OMG, it's working! Bro! See, trust in the process is a real thing. It's not always easy, but I'm determined. And that's the thing about it. Have some determination about yourself. Yes, queen. Look at that. I know you can't see it right now. The vision is a little blurry, but we getting there. Oh my God, it happened. I did it. Still got some work to do. It's getting a little stuck. Trying to be careful not to get it stuck, but it's okay. Oh my God, I got it in there. Yes. Yes, queen. Yes, determination. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna go in with the tinier bit and kind of, like, you know, crisp it up. But it looks so good. Yes, yes, yes. I'm determined. That is determination right there. I love that. So we have the heart carved. Oh my God, I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. So yeah, we're just gonna dust the nails back up because of course dust got everywhere again, trying to be a construction worker. Anyway, so I'm ready for designs. I'm so glad I was able to do this. I was so worried. I'm like, why did I not put the heart already in there? But that just goes to show you can go in after and get what you need done. So yeah, it doesn't matter. But now we can bring out the polish and really start laying some designs and getting some stuff together as far as this set. Now, as for my white and black gel polish, I will be using the brand Canny for the black and the brand D&D for the white. The white is Snowflake, and they both can be found linked to my Amazon storefront if you're interested. That link is in the description. As for the colored gel polishes, I will be using D&D and I will be using some Beetles to help me get the look together. As for my liner brushes, I will be doing a back and forth between this black Art Done brush, which is linked to my Amazon storefront, and the Beetles brush. Again, both of these can be found linked to my Amazon storefront if you're interested, and they will be helping me get the job done. So just starting out, I think I want to just go in and do the heart outline nail. So I'm just going to take all these different shades of brown and just kind of do this outline. I thought this would be really cute and cool to do, just to make all the hearts look like they're stacked surrounding the carved heart, if that makes sense. And yeah, we're gonna go with it. If I don't like it, we're gonna get rid of it, of course, but yeah. Now the heart is kind of leaning a little bit, but it is what it is. I couldn't get it perfectly in the middle, but I guess you can't always get what you want. Like, I guess it was like, look, you're not gonna get me perfect, but you're gonna get me in there. And I guess I'll just take me getting it in there versus it being directly in the middle and being perfect. I'll take that. I will take that. So yes, we're gonna just go in and kind of do that little situation and see how it turns out. So far so good. And this is just the first color down. So with me just being completely honest, I took all of that off and restarted because the colors were not really doing it for me. That was not doing it for me. So what I think I'm going to do now is go brown, white, brown, white, brown, white versus trying to do every little color. I mean, it could have worked, but it just wasn't given. So we're going to try the brown, white situation and then see if that will do it, because that first run, I'm looking, I'm like, oh no, this ain't really doing it for me. So we're gonna try the brown, white, and then we're gonna see from there what's what. And if not, I'll just figure out something else to do over the nail if this heart design does not work out. But yeah, it's not always easy. So again, I told y'all, whatever I like, I keep. Whatever I don't like, we get rid of immediately. And we got rid of the last situation, so we're going to retry it. I'm determined to make it work. But if it does not work out, then I will find something else to do over this nail. Hopefully it works. I went off camera and just got myself together and did all of this, and I like this better. This is a better look for me. So I'm still doing some stacking as far as with the hearts, but I like this better. I like this better than the first attempt. So yes, we're gonna keep this, and I'm literally like holding my breath right now doing this because I want the lines to be extra crispy, but I like it. It looks great. Sometimes you have to go in for that second kill, you know? So yeah, we're just gonna take that like that. And again, we have to make the line super duper crispy. That's the only way it's gonna look right. So if you're wanting to test out this design, I would say take your time. Don't just be so quick to slap them hearts on there, because the name of the game here at the headquarters is precision and cleanliness. We love a clean design. We want people to know what it is. You don't want them to be like, okay, that's cute, but what is that supposed to be? So yeah, we want it to always give what it's supposed to be gave. So on this middle nail, moving on from this, I am going to go in and do this French tip look. Thought this would be really cute to do. I am going to put some kind of situation on top of the French tip, but I do want to go in with a French just to act as the base of the design. And really with a French tip, it's two lines, make them come together, make them love each other, make them meet in the middle. I do have a entire episode dedicated to French tips and French tips only. Just a basic French on how to do that on 4 different kinds of shapes. So if you're interested in that, be sure to go and check that out. It is already out and up for you, only if you're interested. And yeah, it's really simple and easy. Seriously, like I just got that done 0.5 seconds. Clean. Very clean. Love that. So yeah, if you're interested, that is out now for you to go and watch. So for this particular design, it calls for me to have to put top coat down first, and we'll get to why in just a second. But I am going to go in and just layer this on top. And look at that base. That looks so good. Because y'all know it was ashy after me filing, but now with the top coat, it just makes it come to life. But yes, we're going to go in and do this top coat first, cure this, and then we're going to come back so I can do the second half of this design. We have this design cured. The top coat is cured and ready. So now I can go on top and do what I'm about to do now. For this design, I want to do like this heart situation with the dotting tool, and we're going to do a bunch of little dots which is going to help me a lot with this design. Make sure you kind of like, if you want to try this, like space these out. And then I'm going to go in with my liner brush, tap it in some of the same polish. And then we're going to do hearts. We're going to make it into hearts. And then kind of like drag the heart out, drag the end of the heart out. So cute. Love that. So yes, I would kind of swag them every which way. I wouldn't really make them go all into the same direction. But yeah, this is something just cute and cool to do. It's just really the aesthetic of the entire set because we're doing the buttons, we're doing the bears and all of that. So it's really just, you know, the entire set coming together. So before curing it, I kind of want to give it like that velvet texture. So I'm going to go in with my clear acrylic powder. And we're going to pour it on top of the wet gel polish before curing. Like so. And this is going to really give it that velvet 3D texture. Just coat it on the nail evenly. Make sure it's hitting all the right spots. Give it just the dust, and then we're going to put that in the lamp. Bringing the nail fresh out the lamp, it still has some residue on it. What you want to do is just take a duster, like the duster brush, and just kind of give it a dust. And yeah, it's ready to rock and roll. That's cute. I like that. I like how this looks. Coming back again, I don't know if I want to do like a dark brown French. I was going to do this, like this beige again, but now I'm thinking like dark brown French and then do the next design on top of that. I don't know. If I don't like it, we're going to take it out. I'm going to go dark brown. I'm going to go dark brown. And if I don't like it, we're going to get rid of it. But yeah, for now, dark brown. I like that so far. But if the design don't look right, we're going to take it off. I am quick to take it off if I don't like it. Even though these nails might be off within the next 2 days. Still, what if I have to go to the store and somebody say, oh, your nails look good, let me see it. You never know who's going to see these. So, yeah. I know that sounds crazy, like, what? You're really going to take all of that off in 2 days? Yes, I don't keep nails on long. And when this is the profession that I'm in, it makes sense, kind of. But no, I don't keep nails on long. The longest I've kept a set on was 2 weeks. And that was because I went out of town and had to come back and start working. But had I not came back and got right back to work, them nails would have been off. But yeah, the longest I've ever done was 2 weeks with a set. So yeah, and then I'll be ready for something new. Seriously. So the French is cured. I'm going to go in on top and do this pumpkin look. That is too much polish on the brush. So I'm just going to use some of this because I put entirely too much polish on that brush. And we don't want it lumpy. We want it to cure all the way. So yeah, use this and kind of spread it out. And that's how you do that. But yeah, we're going to do like a pumpkin look. Just to kind of tie in, you know, fall and keep it cute. So we're going to do that. So far, so good. I was skeptical about this brown French, but because you don't want too many colors. I already have a nude base. You don't want the colors clashing. You want it to really pop. So yeah, it was a little scary at first, but it came together. So we have the first layer cured, and now we're just gonna go in and do the actual outline for the pumpkin. I'm just gonna start it off like this. I know it's kind of shaped weird, but it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together, I promise. Putting like that, and then we're gonna go around with the black gel polish just to kind of round it off. like so. That was a little jacked up right there, but we're gonna make it work. And then from the center, we're gonna go in and kind of do the stripes here. And that looks like so. And kind of do like some little ones in between. Over here on the side. That just gives it that, you know, that effect. And yeah. And then we already have the brown base. I don't want to go in and put another brown on top of that. So what I'm going to do is just already like trace another one in the shape of the pumpkin. And make them stacked, which is so cute. And we're just gonna add the lines while the gel polish is still wet. That's the best way to do it. So it's just curing in between for this one. And you're doing a stack design, the lines aren't really gonna clash with the bottom half, but it's fine. It's fine. Add some more little detail in there. Yeah. That looks great. And then come on top of that to do a little swirl situation as far as the stem for the pumpkin. That looks so good. That looks great. I like that. Let's cure this and then, yeah. So for this nail, we're just gonna go in with these little boxes. Different shades of brown, and I have plans to, of course, outline them and then kind of make them look like patches. But yeah, just something simple and cute. I like this. I like how this looks. So now that the boxes are cured, I am going in around like with this black gel polish, and we're just gonna kind of do this like patch design. Like the patches are like kind of stitched. We're gonna do that look. What just took place? Okay, I'm gonna take this off, and then we're gonna keep going. That looks so good. We're gonna keep going. Outline this one. I had already went and outlined the French tip and did the stitch look, but now we're just doing the boxes. Off the entire look before adding like charms and stuff like that and top coating, I want to go in and do like the line nail and then do like basically like a sweater nail, a sweater situation type of look. So we're gonna go in line for line, and then yeah, we'll come back and see what's what after that. I finally have the thumbnail done, and now I'm just gonna go in with this dark brown, and we're just gonna do, I'm trying to make it look like a sweater, you know? So I'm just gonna go over the stripes with this brown, and hopefully it comes together. Hopefully. I love this look. I'm like into the stripes right now and the button nails, so yeah. We shall see if it comes out like it's supposed to. All the nails are finished to my liking, so I'm gonna go in with the Beetles Gel top coat, and I'm going to top coat all the nails before I add any charms or anything like that. Usually I don't put top coat over charms unless it just calls for that, but 98% of the time I put the charms on after I top coat. So yes, we're gonna go in and top coat, and then I'll be back to do all of the adding on and all of that. For the bears, I am going to clip the back off of them and apply them directly to the nail. Now, some people will file at the back of their big charms to kind of level it out and make it fit, but it's ready. I'm gonna put it on. So I want it on the middle, and I'm going to be using my Makart rhinestone glue to make it fit. Now, I know a lot of people will probably use a layer of acrylic to kind of make it stick because it is a bigger charm, but when I'm using this, I really don't have any issues. So yeah, we're gonna go for it. I'm just gonna put a generous amount that's gonna fit in all the places, and then I'm going to apply the bear on there. And yeah, now we cured the other bear. I'm gonna go on the thumb and add in the second one. At first I was like, that's too much, but too much is my middle name, literally. So yeah, we're gonna do this on that. That's cute, I like that. And we're going to flash cure to kind of hold it in place. I like that. That's cute. And it just goes with the aesthetic, like the stitch look on the bear, it goes with the aesthetic, and I'm like, why not? So yeah, now I'm gonna put this in the big lamp to make sure it's cured all the way. I popped the button package open, and we're just gonna go in to finish off this entire look and add the buttons on. So cute. I'm not over it. I'm probably gonna come back like within the next week and do an entire button nail set, but we shall see, because I'm literally obsessed with buttons right now. Cure that, and then that's the look. Cousins, here is the entire finished product. I absolutely love how these nails came out. Everything is doing it for me. OMG. I love this. I love this. Of course, the thumb needs its own showtime because the thumb is really doing it for me. The buttons, the bear, every detail is serving. And I love this. I love this. Now, I know somebody's going to say, oh, that's too much going on. I don't really like that. I won't rock that. But hey, if it ain't your tea, don't sip. Me personally, I love this look. And I think that is all that matters. Every detail is just doing it. The top coat is top coating because these nails are super duper shiny. But yeah, I love this. I love this. I had so much fun creating this, and I am so happy and so glad that I'm able to come on here and share this with y'all. So yeah, that's that. From start to finish, here is the entire finished product. Yeah, that looks good. And I think I'm gonna close out right here. As always, make sure y'all follow me on all other platforms. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe so I can continue to reach more people. Leave your thoughts and opinions about these nails or about the entire process in the comments. I'll be sure to read, go through and scroll, and maybe even reply to some things. But yeah, the look is done, and I like this. That's it. That's all, cousins. Thank y'all for tuning in.